Okay, so get this. Stuart Bloom, yes, that's Stuart, the quiet comic book store guy from The Big Bang Theory, just broke the entire universe. He's now the unlikely star of HBO Max's new spinoff, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, and production actually started last month. If you thought we'd seen every version of Pasadena's nerdiest friend group, think again. Because this one dives straight into a full-blown multiverse crisis, dragging a few familiar faces along for the ride. How bad is the damage? Who's back? And could Sheldon actually show up wearing a cape? Let's unpack everything we know about this wild new adventure. Official word, confirmed by Variety. Stuart triggers a reality-wide malfunction. He was tinkering with an old quantum gadget that Leonard and Sheldon built years ago, because of course they had one lying around. Now the multiverse is tearing apart, collapsing every parallel timeline into one giant mess. Think Marvel's What If, but with apartments, comic shops, and total panic. Showrunners Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady pitched this as a comedy-first sci-fi. So no, you won't need a physics degree. Just expect Stuart screaming while being chased by an evil balloon animal Kripke. They promise to keep that classic sitcom heart while turning the sci-fi dial past 11. Leading the chaos, Kevin Sussman as Stuart, finally getting center stage. Lauren Lapkus returns as Denise, now co-manager of the multiverse mission. Brian Posehn is back as Bert Kibler, armed with accidental rock facts and nervous energy. And yes, Barry Kripke returns as the reluctant science advisor. Behind the camera, Lorre and Prady share show-running duties. 10 half-hour episodes are already ordered, aiming for a late 2025 release.
Here's where it gets fun. Each episode drops Stuart's crew into a different universe, where familiar characters play wild new versions of themselves. Picture this: Penny as a washed-up astronaut, Howard as a monk who took a vow of silence, Raj running an animal shelter, for raccoons only. The writers call it a reset button every week, but with one long arc to stitch reality back together. Leaks from the table reads hint that episode 3 features magician Sheldon in Vegas, cape, tiger, and all. The creative team even studied Loki's timeline rules to keep the chaos consistent, but at its heart, it's still small and personal. Stuart just wants his comic shop, and maybe Denise, back. Now for the big question, who else might show up? So far, no signed contracts for Jim Parsons or Johnny Galecki, but thanks to the multiverse setup, alternate versions can appear without full actor commitments. Industry chatter suggests Parsons already recorded voiceover lines as a cosmic monitor, nudging Stuart through chaos. And Kaylee Cuoco, she said she'd love to pop in if schedules align. Translation, we might see a universe-hopping Penny crash the finale. For now, HBO Max is keeping those cameos sealed tighter than a vintage Mylar bag. Here's why Stuart Fails to Save the Universe isn't just another sitcom spin-off. Young Sheldon gave us heart. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage gave us warmth, but this one blends both. Half single-cam adventure, half multi-cam punchline. So one minute it's cinematic chaos in another timeline. Next, it's back to a cozy laugh track scene at home base. Chuck Lorre says this mix lets them honor the classic rhythms of Big Bang while chasing streaming-sized visuals. Oh, and the score? Composed by the same artist who did WandaVision. Expect vintage synths, neon energy, and a wink to the audience every few beats. Let's hit the big five everyone's asking. Is the laugh track back? Yes, but only for those hub scenes. Will there be a season 2? Writers have mapped a full 3-season arc. Renewal depends on views, so start streaming early. Do you need to rewatch Big Bang? Not at all. The pilot recaps Stuart's life in 60 seconds flat. Any comic book deep cuts? Oh yeah, expect Crisis on Infinite Earths jokes and an argument about how to pronounce Mjolnir. When does filming wrap? Filming wrapped months ago, and post-production is underway for a late 2025 release. Now, early buzz is massive. Test screenings scored higher with 18 to 34-year-old comic fans than any Lorre project since Big Bang Season 5. Insiders say HBO Max plans to make this their next flagship comedy after The Last of Us Season 2 wraps. Even merch deals are already in motion. Funko's launching multiverse Stuart variants, each holding a different glowing gadget. If that doesn't scream confidence, nothing does. This could be the cornerstone for the next decade of expanded Pasadena storytelling. So yeah, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe sounds ridiculous. But maybe that's exactly what makes it work. HBO Max is betting that giving the unluckiest guy in the franchise control of the multiverse might just be the most brilliant move of all. Whether Sheldon ever puts on that cape or Kripke ends up saving the day, one thing's certain, Stuart finally gets his moment. Which alternate version are you most excited to see? Drop your picks below.
and I'll see you in the next reality.